It's an honor to be here to tell you a little bit more to a little bigger crowd than what we had last time about our Bristol Bay Native Corporation story. I've introduced, I'm Joseph Chythlook. It's a Yupik name meaning a medicine plant in Alaska. So you're talking to you're looking at some sort of a medicine man, I guess. But anyway, that was my dad's Yupik name, and he chose it to use it as a plant name. And with me tonight, as mentioned, is Dorothy, our vice chair, and Pete Andrew, who is actually the chairman of our finance committee at Bristol Bay Native Corporation. We're happy to be here. What I'm going to do first is kind of introduce to you what Hanks did in helping us to develop our corporation. And Dorothy will tell us a little bit about our business growth. And then Pete will tell us about what we're doing today. And then finally, I'll end up with some of the benefits that we get from our corporation. ANCSA, which stands for Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act, took place in 1971. And this was an act to create regional corporations in Alaska. And we're one of the 12 regional corporations that were established at that time. And in 1972, BBNC, or Bristol Bay Native Corporation, was formed. And at that time, we had 5,400 shareholders. And the neat thing about kind of a unique thing, I guess, about Bristol Bay is we have 3 different cultural groups that we've been able to merge together as people of our corporation. We have the Yupik Eskimo, which I am, and Pete Andrew and others in this group are. We have Aleut people from down the Aleutian chain, and then we also have Athabascan Indian groups from northeast portion of our Bristol Bay. And initially, Congress gave us, as a result of the act, we were given about 3.1 million acres of land. And this is about 30, or 3.3, I guess there's 3 million acres of subsurface, and then about 100,000 acres of surface land. And then at the same time, our Bristol Bay Native Corporation was given $30 billion as a result of the distribution from the Act. And this $30 billion was to work with also with our 28 village corporations and then 30 tribes in Alaska. And just like what the gentleman that spoke before me said, it took quite some time to learn how to run a corporation. In fact, it took us several trials and errors of different types of businesses in order to get to where we were. One of the first things prior to my getting on board, the board invested in was Peter Pan Seafoods, which is a processing plant to process Bristol Bay salmon. And they tried that for several years and found out that it cost a lot of money to run and not too much return in the form of net profits. And so we sold that and gained some money from the sale of it. And then for a while also we got into dog food, pet food business. We tried that for several years and that didn't pan out. And then finally we bought a hotel and we had that took a lot of our money to operate that hotel. We found out that with what we had, it took a lot of maintenance in order to be competitive with all the different hotels that were being built right around the middle of the 1990s. And so in 1997, the board decided that we needed to diversify, and from the proceeds from the sale of the hotel, we decided to seek for other investments. We put some of our money in portfolio, and then I'm going to let Dorothy tell you a little bit about how that went from there. And then, but anyway, you know, one thing that is true about what the previous speaker said was that it took a long time for the board to learn how to deal with management. I think for many years the board thought that they were the ones who were to run their corporation. And as a result, we did a lot of trial and error. And it was until one day, one of our older board members, I think, spoke some really words of wisdom to the rest of us. I got on board in 1990, and I was one of the younger board members. And I remember him plainly saying, you know, if we're going to move ahead, what we're going to have to do is to hire good people to work for us, pay them well, treat them well, and then they in turn, knowing what they're doing, will make money for us. That was one of the best advices I think that the board was ever given by our elder